Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan, an Olympian and beach volleyball world champion and a longtime professional indoor player.
And I'm Adam, former indoor player and coach, current beach volleyball coach, and most importantly, Sarah's husband.
Today we're watching Haikyu Season 4, Episode 3, called Perspective. The first couple episodes of Season 4 are not the easiest to watch.
I feel like I was set up.
What do you mean?
I think everybody was waiting for knowing that all of the cringe was going to happen and just counting down to wait to see what my reaction was. Because I'm talking about going to nationals and playing tournaments and everybody was like, you have no idea. I was the only one left out of the joke.
You are very empathetic though, so you were much more understanding of Hinata's decision making than I was on my first watch through.
I read a comment from somebody who said, and I thought this was really good too, was you have to remember he's 15. It's different than being even 19. Like, you just want to play so bad. And I was like, you know what, that's pretty true. And I thought back to my 15-year-old self and all the stupid things that I would have done. I think that's a valid point.
He was feeling a little, well, as last episode was called, lost. Kind of unsure of where he fits in, what is his place. So Hinata's kind of going through it, but he is putting in a maximal effort, doing his best to be the best ball boy possible. The Shira Torizawa third years came back to scrimmage and there were some questions going on, but like he just kind of took it in stride, and Ushijima kind of left him with the big question of like, okay, so what are you doing?
And I mean, as we know from Ushijima, he wasn't being mean, he wasn't being condescending, but it's a legitimate question. You have X amount of time, what are you doing? Is this the best use of your time? And I love that question just in general. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see, because we saw him stick his head in the mat, and we saw him like having a little bit of a meltdown and thinking about it and all of the doubt. And I think that the title of this one is Interesting Perspective. I'm curious how his perspective changes and what he's going to do. Is he going to go to practice? Is he going to stay in the gym? It will be interesting.
And are we going to see some of Kageyama's adventure?
I'm sticking to my prediction. First set, terrible. His first set is going to be terrible.
Let's find out. Here we go. Haikyu Season 4, Episode 3 is coming right now.
Meltdown over. I'm back, guys.
Let me mop those floors.
Double wielding. Dual wielding.
Coming from the creepiest guy.
Yada.
俺はコートにいない。コート上の誰でもない。ただボールを追ってるだけじゃダメだ。もっとこう先頭よ。ビブス、洗濯機に入れたままだ。やべえ、星田君。すまん、頼んだ。
No.
3セット目。サッカーへ。負けたし。上がんなかったけど。
きがない感じ。
No, that's exactly what he
あれ
does.
と同じ動き、俺がやれても俺のリーチじゃ届かねえよな。よし。そういえば野谷さんを後ろから見るってあんまないな。試合中も練習中もテレビの試合もボールばっか見てる。
Welcome to 90% of people. Split step.
セミセミもう一本。ネットイン。くそ。サンキュー。ほんのちょっとの小さい動き。
じゃあ先こっちの自主練手伝えよ。
そのつもりだ。
行くぞ。ちゃんと返せ下手くそ。
容赦なしかよ。
ひなた反射神経はめっちゃいいのにな。たまにいいリターンするし。
たまにな。でもボール打たれるってなるとなんか身構えて足止まっちゃうんだよな。
それなら足を地面から離せばいいよ。テニスの基本的な動きだ。
ナイスサンキュー。なんだっけたまや。あとなんて言ってたっけ。
スマッシュ教えたのか。
ヒヨスマッシュ。いやそっちじゃない。あの頃今以上に目立つプレーばっかりやりたがってたからな。俺のアホ。ストラップ。
スプリット。
スプラットステップ。
スプリットステップ。グロいわ。
スプラットステップ。 It hit me, but I was there.
There's a few really interesting things that he came to realize, and actually a bunch of them that I've experienced firsthand. Why are you smiling?
I was just thinking about the word perspective, and even just at the beginning, it's like the change of perspective, like literally changing like the viewpoint.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many different
Yeah.
meanings, but
They always do a good job of naming the episodes. Well, I was gonna say when I played through college, did whatever, and then I started coaching right afterwards. And so through that, I think there was probably about a 2-year break where I wasn't playing. I was just coaching after I had graduated, and then I met Sarah, and we moved overseas, and I started playing again in a league. And even though I didn't touch as high, I was out of shape, and I hadn't played volleyball in 2 years. Having just watched a ton of video, practice, and given feedback, the game slowed down for me, and I was a better player than I was when I was practicing all the time and in better shape. And seeing that was just really interesting, what you pick up, what you notice, how you process the game, and how it helps your thought process. And I just resonated with that, like, very personally.
well, when you're in it, you're like, you are doing your job. You've got this like singular focus, and like as Hinata said, just like the net is in front of you. You don't spend time seeing how the pieces move and this and that when you just are like, do your job.
Well, and I thought the other thing that was really interesting, and anybody who plays volleyball for fun probably finds himself doing this, is just watching the ball. And that's the last thing you should look at probably, because the ball doesn't give you any information, it just does what you tell it to do. And so watching all of the other pieces and the players move and what they do is incredibly valuable.
I would say when you're blocking and when you're playing defense, you should never be looking at the ball. As a blocker, I don't ever look for the ball.
And you're a very good blocker.
It's like you see the direction or who the ball is going to, and then you immediately put your eyes on the hitter because the hitter is telling you where they're going to put it. The same with defense. If you watch the ball, you're not going to make many digs, but if you are watching the blockers and the hitter, like that puts you in the right position, and that tells you everything you need. The other thing I thought was interesting was the split step. I would add a piece to why they do it, in that on contact you want to be stopped. And they didn't mention, they set it to like reset your body so you can take a quick first step, but like I also think is like when you're going to pass a ball on serve receive or you want to play defense, you want to be stopped on contact, and it ties into being able to take a quick first step, but I think stopping comes before the step. So
I agree, and that, like, your feet hits the ground when they're making contact with the ball is a really easy cue for young athletes to kind of see how they do it, and if you show them any videos like ball feet, it becomes a really good marker.
got that toilet paper in his nose.
I feel you, brother.
キュースの人ブロックに動くタイミング早っ。
Are you developing a volleyball IQ?
What a great line.
Yeah.
What a great line.
ありがとうございましたした
じゃあねツトムまた来るよん。
はい
今日から泊まりか。
白鳥沢って洗濯機も立派。
そうか。
つうか翔よ T シャツ寒くねえの
間もなくジャージ着ます。
間もなく
呼ばれてねえやつに飯も寝床もねえからな。
はい。
寝床はあるよね。普通の合宿より人数少ないし、どうせ雑魚寝ちゃう。
日向翔陽はないチャンスを作りに来た。それがうまくいったかはさておき、選ばれないということが奴の現状で、それは今後もあり得ることだ。
なるほどね。
It doesn't surprise me that his answer was black and white.
ちょっとだけ自主練付き合ってくれよ
遠慮します。
引く相手が悪いよ。俺やるけど。
金田一
自主練っすか。俺拾いますよ。
やった
I'll pick up those balls for you.
お前はやんねえの。
なんで俺
お前のキレッキレのストレート見せてくれ。ブロックでストレート警戒してても止めらんねえのな。コースパーンってあれどうやんだよ。
久しくなかったこの感じ。冷たい先輩や読めない先輩に囲まれて忘れていたこのちやほやか。
ツトムはすごいね。五色くん大きい。
さすがエース五色。ストレートだけでいいのかよ。
He's like, I'm the big dog? Yes. Of course I'll show up.
あと玉拾いなめんなよ。
まずは1。長松のブロックがあるから少しはコースが絞れる。とにかく触る。ボールの落下点にどれだけ早く入れるか。 スパイカーをよく見てスプリットステップ
So late.
ジャンプするのが目的じゃない。体をフラットに。遅い遅い全然遅い。レフト公式キレキレストレート来る。いやこれ多分クロスだ。手塞がってた。
You read it.
でもコース当たった。
Oh.
今ストレートにはブロックがいて、でトスが少し短かった。いつものアンテナキレキレには打てない。
トスアンテナまで伸ばしてくれた方が打ち分けしやすいんだけど。大丈夫。
トスからコースが分かることもあるぞ。
The court is full of information.
But it's what just happened there. I mean, that nobody ever makes that leap kind of in that short amount of time. But that's one of the coolest things to see, those light bulb moments for young athletes when, you know, you tell them something or they realize something and you can just see them standing on the court and it doesn't go well, but you can see them processing information and picking it up and like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. My body didn't respond, and it's such a cool thing to see.
I know, I will say also, building on that, Haikyu does a really good job of teaching the average viewer sort of some of the nuancy stuff about volleyball. Like, yeah, most people are like Hinata when this episode started and like they watch volleyball and they follow the ball around. But like to be able to break it down just a little, to be like there's something more here, I think the show just does an incredible job of that.
Well, it's really interesting. So, because I'll sometimes say something as we're watching the episode like, oh, this is going to happen. And I'm actually seeing lineups in the art of actual volleyball plays that they've done. And they're incredibly accurate with how that works. And I would say if you're a rec player or you're starting to play for fun, like the information in this episode is actually quite accurate and very useful.
家まで我慢か。昨日は我慢できなくてハンバーガー食っちゃったんだよな。強豪校の飯ってどんなだろう。月島はちゃんと食ったのかな。あいつ先輩いないとすぐ残すからな。家までバス、電車1時間とチャリンコ30分。
壊れた筋肉を飯食って修復する。そうやって筋肉がつく。そうやって強くなる。だから食え。ちゃんとし
ろ。How's gonna pop the clown?
Hmm?
I figured Tendo was gonna pop out and pull him somewhere.
Oh. Oh my gosh. I know I'm crying, but wow.
ここがいつもの体育館だろうが、親善の体育館だろうが、東京体育館だろうが、同じ動作ができるようにすり込め。
アウト。
Good miss.
Tanaka, ジャンプサーブ本格的にやるようになってからのルーティンが無駄にかっこいいんだよな。まだあんま決まんねえけど。
I love the routine though.
Cut the video to look good beforehand.
ペナルティとかありなやつ？
Well, and they're missing three other players, so just relax.
東京遠征で負けまくってからたまに勝ってもやりそうになることがある。わかる。オッケーオッケー。このセットサーブダメだったな。もう一セットいいですか？もちろんです。
トス、ちょっと高いから打ち下ろせない。くそ、合ってたのに。
初日とは動き。
Okay, I need to say this. This is just bringing back so many like memories. When Sarah started, when you started playing beach, and I was learning from her previous coach. One of the things he told me was sit at the back and watch the players and see if you can read what they were doing. And I would go to practice with Sarah every day, and I would sit at the baseline and go cut shot, line shot, swing angle, and just like repeat that until I could tell with a pretty good degree of certainty what was going to happen. Like, this works. What are you thinking?
No, just
That's all. I can't. No words, just noises.
That's a good memory. And then him asking Ukai what to eat. Oh.
And honestly, just who else am I gonna call? Like, what do I need to do, coach? Put me in.
Oh my gosh. It probably doesn't deserve this level of tear.
It's a pretty normal reaction.
Wow. It was just like he called the person he trusts, and he called. Oh.
Good thing you're extra hydrated today.
動きが段違いだな。
Still in.
That is accurate.
He's a blank slate. He's a blank canvas.
I like that little nod of respect.
つもの練習より運動量少ないのに考えるのも腹が減る。
I wonder what he's thinking. Both of them.
どうだい？妖怪の子供は頑張ってるかい？
妖怪？
妖怪っぽいじゃん。カラスノの9番10番。
俺たち人間か。
確か
でも妖怪っぽいのは若年くんもだけどね。同類が気になるんだねって言ったら怒るかな。
And he probably lives for those interactions. A little poke, a little.
Let's see how he reacts to this.
お前なんでそんな風にやんの？
どんな風？
全部に必死っつうか。
俺は影山を倒すと決めたからな。
You can probably relate to that, can't you?
奴は今やジャパンである。
やっぱあいつあっちかよ。確かにあいつはすげえけど、
Well,
今
big
頃ボ
step.
コボコにされてっかもしんねえよ。
Yes. You know he's going to be good based on the hairstyle.
Those eyebrows kill me. He looks like Kabutsuji Muzan. He loves this. Yeah.
ボール拾いに気合入りすぎ。昨日の夜も延々拾ってたぞ。マジかよ。
Oh, baby.
Super Hinata breathing.
あいつ一人だけ試合中みたい。
Oh, I know you can't relate to that, but that hurts.
Adam just like dropped out of the screen, never to be seen again.
Anyway.
Are you better now?
You either know or you don't. That's all there is to it. You can't help but feed off his enthusiasm. No matter how much you despise what he did or showed up or think that he's pathetic, desperate, take your pick of words. If you keep doing the quote-unquote right thing over and over again, people will buy in and they will see. And
then they might resent you, but
they might. They might,
kidding,
but you can see the respect. It's changing. Everybody felt sorry for him when he
Well,
walked
everybody was
in.
kind of embarrassed about him.
100%.
And then they saw how into it he was, like getting the balls. I keep almost saying shagging balls. And I know we went over this when I watched it by myself. That is the term that volleyball players use for like picking up the balls. It does not mean shag in the UK sense.
Correct.
I
Canadian
just
English,
decided
not
I would
British
repeat
English.
it again.
But you, sorry, go ahead.
No, but now he's like making the moves and the other ball guy's like,
One, you can see the hitters looking at him going, I don't have a block up, I'm just swinging and you're moving. What are you seeing? And he's practicing like he's in a game. He's visualizing himself doing the skill. He is training with a purpose. And
so it answers Ushijima's question, what are you doing?
yeah. And you can't help but notice when that happens.
But even Tsukishima being like, oh, whenever he's around, I feel like I just have to do more. And it's like, yeah.
Well, and that's how you push teammates. And part of that is his own insecurity and his own comparison and everything else. But you can see how the attitude towards him has shifted even in the course of these 2 episodes.
Oi.
What?
ちょっと付き合ってくんない？
I'm terrible with the pauses. Who let me have the mouse?
You pressed pause and I was like, well, it'll last for 10 more seconds, but sure.
Sorry, everybody. At least I'm not talking through the clips. I'm getting better.
What do you think he wants?
I'm actually not sure. Knowing Tsukushima, it could be one of many things. But I think in this case he's either going to give him a compliment or bond with him somehow. But I'm not sure.
We'll find out next episode.
I'm not saying anything.
I thought this was a good episode.
There was actually a lot of volleyball information in this episode. And again, the progression that he made over the course of 2 days generally takes a long time, but it does a really good job of kind of, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm not doing, and then going in and practicing. And again, same thing, you practice not moving, you practice just watching, you practice watching and moving. The way he went through and kind of built those in a short period of time is the progression that a lot of athletes go through. So that was kind of cool to see. I thought they did a good job of it.
And the Phantom Sneak Cry Attack came out of nowhere. Didn't even see it coming.
Shocker.
We got a little taste of what Kageyama's up to. I love that the coach recognized why he made that mistake. He's used to just like delivering to hitters that are basically in the air already. So I'm glad that the coach understood that.
Listen, they all know these players. They've watched them, they've scouted them, they know the teams. None of those coaches are surprised. It will be how quickly, how open are you to changing, how can you do that, what do you facilitate, what are those interactions like. Don't kid yourself, this is a high pressure environment for those kids. First time in a national camp, national team, wanting to make a good impression, nerves are high.
Well, he just seems to be loving it. His little creepy grin, he is thriving.
Yeah.
He loves it. This is a good season.
It is. I've enjoyed it so far.
We're just getting started, baby. Just getting started.
I'm getting 3 training arcs.
His dream. And then once he's hit a certain point, he'll demand a tournament. Just
Yeah.
seems to be the pattern.
Yeah. I always get what I want.
But please let us know what you're thinking. Be sure to comment below with all of your thoughts. As Adam said, this was a very good volleyball teaching episode overall. But we would also be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna find out what Tsukishima wants with Hinata next week. Thanks, guys.